Hello, everybody. Okay, I'll be right back. It's always important to have some coffee. Okay, let's get some extra lighting in here. There we go. Okay, and obviously we need coffee. Where would our lives be without coffee? And nicotine, I guess. Where would our lives be without the nicotine? Actually, there's not much anymore. Not as much. It's more of a habit now. Since I quit the cigarettes. And I'm so happy I did it. I am so happy I did it. Okay, what was I doing here? Oh yeah, I need another chat window, pop-up chat window here. Let's pop out the chat windows. All chat windows are ready. And I have a cat that loves singing. Okay, well, hello, viewer. And how are you today on this fine day? For the Hobbit. Ooh, my volume is mad low? Really? It is showing me normal as always here. Maybe I wasn't talking loud enough? Or mostly maybe I was talking to myself? But it is saying that it is working normally, so I don't understand. What's going on today? Is my volume better? Well, today I'm going to do a review on Ahsoka because I did watch the other episode last night. I think we're up to episode 5. And really, the big reveal with Anakin is live or die. Of all the Jedi lessons, live or die is like her final lesson. Really? Live or die? Needless to say that I did not enjoy last night's episode. Really? Okay. Did you actually go out and see it, or did you pass on it? And if they were showing at the theaters, I hope it was free because it I did not enjoy it. I enjoyed the last 2 minutes of it when, spoiler alert, they drive the ship into the mouth of the space whale, and then the space whale, traverses the galaxy. I like making fun of it. Well, there was also like flashbacks. Again, spoiler alert. If you have not seen it, don't listen to what I have to say. There was flashbacks to a younger Ahsoka, and you could see that she's so much better with the lightsabers and fighting and stuff. You'd think that people get better with experience. But no, it just shows how Rosario at the age of 50 just moves like a 70-year-old with lightsabers. Whereas the little one showed some promise. Not as badass as the cartoons, but still very, very much better. But then you go back and just the general, oh, Anakin's trying to turn Ahsoka into a warrior instead of a peacekeeper because times have changed and the Jedi need to change with it, with the times. And I did not enjoy it. Strangely enough, right after that episode, I watched a couple, maybe two episodes of Battlestar Galactica from 2008, which is what, 15 years ago? It was so much better, even though I found that the drama was often over the top. It's still a much better story. Well, I also like Lauren Green, but to be fair and honest, as soon as that 1970, what was it, 79, 1980 music starts the show off, I mean, I am really struggling to listen to it. And it is a little bit dated and stuff. The story was much better in the remake. But yeah, I did like it. It's just that, like for many, uh, was expecting a Star Wars drama on screen. It's very episodic and really family oriented that a 7-year-old can understand what's going on with the show. And yeah, I don't prefer it. I don't hate it either. It just was not the Star Wars that people thought it would be. And it cost a lot of money to produce that, which really was not a story that would follow its budget. Just like Ahsoka, a lot of money poured into a series, but they have no real story. And whatever story they have, they're stealing it from novels that were written 20 years ago, Heir to the Empire and whatnot. So all the good bits of Ahsoka come from some other thing, and whatever Dave Filoni's doing is really crappy. Yep, my cat's got a fur ball caught in his windpipes. There we go. He's trying to sing too much. It's getting colder and rainier, and he's not as much outside as he used to be. And he's not a happy cat about that. So, other than that, how have you been today or up until now this week? Any things that I need to know and talk about, maybe? You're going to watch a movie, talk to you later. Okay, well, have yourself a good movie. And yes, definitely, we will talk laters. Have a good one. Are there any really good movies out lately? Like, yes, but I am not like the Meg or Talk to Me. I haven't really followed the manga nor the anime of One Piece, so to watch the live adaptation of it, I don't feel like I'm really there. I don't know if the last voyage of the Demeter was any good. Again, like The Nun 2, these are not my kind. These are like movies building up to Halloween, and it's never been my kind of period or kind of. I'm not into the horror genre. So a lot of the movies that are coming out now, The Boogeyman, Hunting of the Queen Mary, these are not my kind of movies. So maybe it is maybe you'd like to. If you had to pick one horror movie that was the best of them all, maybe let me know and I'll have a look at it. Like there's been a few sci-fi movies that were more horror than sci-fi and I enjoyed them. Uh, Sci-fi or classics. Obviously Alien and Aliens. But stuff like Event Horizon, I really liked it. I guess you can put Resident Evil, although for me, Resident Evil was more of a game adaptation. No, the Star Trek The Motion Picture was definitely not one. Frankenstein, okay, building a monster out of flesh, maybe not. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, I was not a fan of horror movies back in those years. Except for Alien. Alien was really something else. Was never a fan of The Thing, but I do know and I understand that a lot of people like The Thing. The Fly. Okay, yes, The Fly. I did watch the first one. I did like it. Uh, Strangely enough, it kind of came out at around the same times that microwaves were making their appearance. So for me, yes, it was kind of. I felt that they were getting into the microwave and stuff. I'm trying to kill a fly here. Every single day there's a fly. I should start calling this the Fly Swatter Daily Show, where I try to kill a fly. Speaking of the fly, yes. So I did kind of like the movie. It kind of reminded me of people getting in microwaves and stuff like that. The Predator, I never saw it as a horror movie. I just saw it as a sci-fi, against the alien thing. Species in 1995. Nah. The Cube. Okay, well, The Cube, yes, I did like it. Dang, it's already been 1997 since The Cube came out. I really did like The Cube. It was on think about it, what's going on here. The Mist. A lot of people did like The Mist. I didn't hate it. It's just for most of the movie, I was just not into it. The challenge. What is the challenge? 2023 movie. I'm gonna have to look it up. I Am Legend. Actually, I Am Legend for a zombie movie. I'm not, like I watched The Walking Dead the first couple of seasons, then I really got annoyed with the seasons. Like really tired of the rinse and repeat constantly. But I Am Legend was really good back in the day, and I never understood why they never made a sequel to it. But yes, I would consider that. Well, I didn't really consider it sci-fi. It was just like a zombie movie that I really liked. The challenge follows a female surgeon who has to perform an operation on a cosmonaut ill to return to Earth immediately, as he is too ill to return to Earth. Okay. The challenge. I'll have to have a look at that one. Cloverfield, I never thought it was well done. I mean, people were panicked and stuff, but it's like War of the Worlds. Even though I was scared as a little kid watching War of the Worlds, I still didn't see it as a horror movie, but I guess it kind of was. But Cloverfield for me, it's just Prometheus. No, another alien movie, but that one was. I did not find that one horrific. World War Z. Well, it's another. I didn't like it as much. Definitely not as much as I Am Legend. It was okay. There was some scenes where, thousands of zombies are trying to climb a wall. They were really well made, but story-wise, I did not like World War Z. Now, a lot of sci-fi movies are just sci-fi for me. They're not. See, I did not see Nope, and they claim that it's Prey, really. No, Prey is not one for me either, so I'm very picky. For me, a lot of sci-fi stuff, even if it has elements of gore, doesn't necessarily, and they are kind of scary. They're not necessarily, I don't call them horror. Horror for me is like a scary movie or, I don't know, Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, which are more comedies where you just disconnect because it's kind of over the top. I mean, Event Horizon started off sci-fi, then it turned into a low-budget horror film. So that's why I kind of consider them both, but not necessarily one or the other. But I'm going to have a look at the Challenge 2023. Is that coming out or coming out? Is it here in my list? It is not in my list, so it probably will pop in eventually, but for now. I mean, at some point, would you consider RoboCop sci-fi or horror? Because, I mean, you have the part where the cop gets killed, kind of, sort of. Then you do have, malfunctions. But then it turns into kind of a hero movie, so even though it's sci-fi, it's not really horror movie. But some bad things happen in the movie. Okay. Let's see here what I can find. The challenge 2023. Okay, well, a lot of stuff. Well, unfortunately, the challenge, there's a lot of things. I mean, I don't think he's talking about Team Barbie challenge, but apparently there's also a series on Global or whatever you want to call it. So, yeah. Oh, okay, here it is. The challenged film. So, from what I can see, it's kind of a Russian movie. Okay. Because it's written here with letters that I am not understanding. I don't speak that kind of language. It's not Chinese, it's not Japanese, it's not Indian and all that letters, so it's kind of like Greek and Russian letters. I guess I do have to specify film or movie. Also known as Dr. House Call. Yeah, it's Russian. It's Romanized. It is a 2023 Russian space drama film co-written by somebody, directed by somebody, obviously. It was actually released on April 20th of this year. It made $22 million total amount. 22 million in Russia. So I don't know how, you know. So I don't know how this works. It didn't make huge amount of money, but it did turn a profit. So I guess that's the good thing. I don't know. I don't know. Obviously, I'm not going to watch it in Russian and I'm not going to read subtitles either. If they did do an English dub, I might watch that at some point. But no more, no less. No more, no less. Well, there's stuff to watch out there, except that it's just not like my season. Like, even, I need to do a sort of, I guess, a review of The Winter King, which I do like fantasy. I did like The Last Kingdom, and one of the writers of that show is doing the Winter King. And after a week hiatus due to the NFL last weekend, this weekend, we got a show that makes no sense. I mean, for the hero, after they showed a villain that is so bad that he kind of deserves a very severe judgment. There's still some states where, corporal punishment and execution still go on. And they show definitely somebody that deserves that. And then Arthur turns around and, well, you're going to go to your dad or whatever, the king, and negotiate a peace treaty for me and come back. I mean, oh yeah, try to reason with a monster. Really? Let's talk about our feelings and see how that goes. I've talked about the asteroid feelings yesterday. I'm not going to get into that topic again today. But yeah, the show, seeing the hero, kind of leaning towards letting his people have the vengeance that they want and deserve to, the girl, the victim that was raped and stuff, kind of, takes a swing, and mid swing, Arthur gives a command to stop it. That makes no sense. That is even more cruel when the victim thinks that she will be able to, you know, execute her judgment on what she went through. Stop mid swing, and then later down the show discovered that, oh yeah, he was released and he's going to negotiate a peace treaty for us. Yeah, the guy's a rapist and a baby killer, and so many people have had their lives destroyed by this guy. Is his mission going to be to enable him to what? Talk about feelings and turn him into a good guy by the end of the season? I don't want to see that kind of arc. This is not a Lord Vader turns, there's still good in him. This is literally a monster that, if you're not going to execute him, you need to keep him behind bars for the rest of his life, because that's just the kind of person that is. So I didn't agree with the direction that show was going, and I had better, higher hopes for it. Yes, I'd like to see how Arthur set up the round table and all that kind of stuff, and have knights and, fantasy battle scenes and Braveheart kind of stuff and the Last Kingdom kind of stuff, but, like it's okay to have a bad king and, mount a revolution against the king, but this is like, well, this is a bad person, but I'm going to explain to him how I feel about things and then I'll set him free. So the Winter King for me, after a week hiatus, we come back to this kind of episode. Was not good. Was not a good move. That should have been an episode that was released during the NFL, and if people didn't watch it, so be it. Then maybe the next weekend's episode will be better. And not knowing exactly what happened in the last episode would be a good thing. And this show could just run along. But yeah. So very, I'm kind of sad that the Special Ops Lioness is over and that Domina is over, which, I don't like this woke stuff, but they were two really good series that had women in power, and it didn't feel like they were Mary Sue's. Although when Cruz goes nuclear, yes, that was like something else. But it was really well done, really well executed, and I really enjoyed these shows. And now I'm left with I don't know what. And I don't think it'll get better because now we're like over 6 months into the Hollywood strike. Writer's strike, actors strike, everything strike. So I don't know what the future holds for us. It's really time for, Battletech MechWarrior franchise to make an appearance on the big screen, small screen, streaming screen, whatever. Somebody needs to pick up that franchise and make a story, just like somebody needs to pick up Conan. We do need another season of House of Dragon. Something good. Something good, because where we're going now, it's not looking good. So I guess that will be the show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the feedback if there are, in the comment section. Just write if you liked the show or disliked it, and I should talk about this and I shouldn't talk about that. I should change this and, reinforce that. Give a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, be safe, everyone. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Uh, whether it is on Twitch, YouTube, come and talk to me in Discord. The links are in my profile. It's easy to find. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you again so much.